Every year on Christmas Eve, three ghosts of the past, present, and coming Christmas choose a negative hero with a lot of flaws, disgusting tendencies, and deeds to change him for the better. Already the third spirit in the guise of death finalizes another victim, who this time was chosen for re-education. The action takes place nowadays in a cemetery. This time the re-educated, a woman who is driven underground by magical force, apparently by the third spirit, who is called to show the lady her future. Panting somewhere in the ground, starts screaming that she will not be anymore and will definitely change for the better. But the process doesn't stop. The lady completely disappears into the ground. And then the horror setting is replaced by farce and comedy. Now the voiceover begins to tell us that everything will be all right with the lady, and death invites to celebrate the absorption of the poor woman into the earth by some third parties at the same time. Gonna have a coffee. The same narrator brings us up to speed, showing us who is the first spirit here, Ghost of Christmas Past. And here, frankly speaking, it is still not clear who will be the most important character, the next re-educated who will be chosen for re-education by the otherworldly re-education company, or this very second spirit, the Ghost of Christmas. Anyway, after coffee in the cemetery, the trio spirits returns to the headquarters of the company, where the main person in charge, the mysterious Mr. Marley, declares the next case of re-education closed. It remains only to wait for the morning when the re-educated wakes up at home in his bed. Then it will be clear whether the team succeeded in re-educating her or not. Everyone who worked on the project is excited because the fruits of a whole year of work are at stake. That's how long the whole process of re-education lasts here, which in the ordinary world takes only 3 nights. In the world of the re-educated morning, we are shown children and adults happily playing hockey with a ball. The ball reaches the doorstep of the house of a re-educated woman. Children and adults are shocked. The rehabilitated woman who had been driven into the cemetery ground the other day appears on the doorstep. Apparently, she has been a bitch up to this point because everyone immediately starts making excuses. But strangely enough, the lady doesn't call the police or scream angrily. And at the offer to play with them, she takes a stick and hits the ball. And then everything that happens is if to pause. But not for the re-educated and the team of re-educators who traditionally come into our world after the confirmation of re-education at the moment when this very world is on pause, celebrate the successfully conducted re-education campaign with fun songs and dances. After the 3 Christmas spirits manage to re-educate some evil ant, they start searching for the next victim. The company men leave. The world pauses again. And then the re-educated lady starts to live her re-educated life. And the company's employees, wherever their headquarters are located, begin to pick up a new target for re-education. But this time, the very narrator, the spirit of the present, decides to hang on. He's already been in business for 200 years and is seriously starting to think about retiring. But nevertheless, decides to stay for one case. This time, the choice of the company falls on some hotel manager who, judging by his behavior, got off on the wrong foot and constantly and at any time of day. And while the management and responsible persons evaluate the candidate from different sides, the attention of the Ghost of Christmas Present falls on a young man who, talking on the phone, reveals himself to be such a vile and disgusting, unscrupulous scoundrel that the hero of the film immediately realizes that this time the target of the company for re-education should be him, this very type. Despite the fact that he went against the majority opinion in his choice of candidate, the team decided to look into his candidacy. Having collected a little bit of the most general data, they found that Clint Briggs, as the name of the new test subject, all his life from the very early years was a scoundrel, a self-loving and pompous asshole who has no conscience at all and who does not give a damn about his neighbor. Moreover, a closer look reveals that in the company's card file, this type of person is listed as irredeemable, which makes the main cast ready to return to the original target. But then the Ghost of Christmas Present intervenes again with his monologue. In the file on Briggs, finds a statement that he is incorrigible not because he is physically incorrigible, but because he simply does not believe that people can change for the better in principle, because of which both he and the Christmas future spirit, who agrees with him, agree on the following. Their company must take on Clint Briggs, even if not to rehabilitate him, but to prove to him that people can change for the better. Company agrees with the spirit of Christmas present and takes the job. They come to Briggs' workplace to study him. The Christmas spirits see that Briggs doesn't care about anyone but himself, not even his dead sister's daughter. But the Christmas spirit sees that Briggs' assistant, who does most of the work for him, is not a bad person, and she sometimes doubts what he does. While studying this character a little, the Christmas spirit falls in love with Briggs' assistant. Love is a magical feeling, so Briggs' assistant is seen by the Christmas spirit. The Christmas spirit is shocked because no one should see him. He is a spirit. The team begins to re-educate Briggs, and they go to his house at night. After a small performance, the Christmas spirit is shown to Briggs. He explains to Briggs why they are showing him. The Christmas spirit explains to Briggs that he believes that Briggs can become a better and kinder person. Briggs isn't interested. He wants to live his normal life believing in miracles. The team starts to show Briggs key moments from his life to influence him, but there's nothing. Briggs' soul is so petrified that it won't act. The spirit of Christmas does not give up, and he shows Briggs who he used to be and what he has become. Deciding to show his past life, the spirit of Christmas with Briggs goes to the past. The spirit of Christmas shows Briggs that he used to be an evil, soulless, famous Scrooge. By showing his life, the spirit of Christmas manages to get through to Briggs. At this point, Mr. Marley arrives and interrupts their journey through the past because it is forbidden for the spirit to reveal his life to the re-educated. Marley closes Briggs' case and sends the spirit of Christmas to another robot. Waking up in his bed, Briggs realizes that no one loves him or respects him, and he searches for the spirit of Christmas. Briggs finds the spirit of Christmas and says he is beginning to believe in miracles. Add to 7 days stuff, Christmas spirit shows a scene in the hospital when the nurse asks Briggs to look after his daughter after his death. This time Marley comes in again and wants to send Briggs away, but the spirit of Christmas grabs Briggs and stops him. He shows Marley himself when Marley came to him as he was and as he has become. The Christmas spirit agrees to retire. According to their law, he can come back to life when he retires. The Christmas spirit takes the magic amulet from Marley's hands and enters the world of the living. He is not used to this life, but he learns quickly. The Christmas spirit hurries to see his beloved woman, and they go on a date. Briggs begins to correct the mistakes he made in his life. The Christmas spirits are watching Briggs to see if he has changed or not. Briggs first goes to his sister's daughter to correct his mistake. He advised him to do something bad, and he wants to stop his sister's daughter from doing it, and is helped by the real Christmas spirit. Then Briggs tells the Christmas spirit that he is his best friend because he was able to reach him, and thanks to this, Briggs has changed his life. When the Christmas spirit almost crushes the bus, Briggs pushes it away and falls under the bus. Time pauses again. The Christmas spirits come to celebrate Briggs' re-education. After the feast, Marley tells Briggs that he is alive, and at that time, Briggs' deceased wife arrives, and they embrace. Briggs tells Marley to work as the spirit of Christmas present because his place is still empty of the living. Emily agrees, and Briggs becomes the new Christmas present. The ending shows the hard life of the spirit of Christmas past with his family. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe.